As newborn parents, you want to allow that child develop naturally as possible.
Hello there, welcome to Jemi Baby Care.
Now, to our third point, I'd say that when you have a newborn baby, as newborn parents, you want to allow that child develop naturally as possible, without too many interventions. As I'm saying this, I'm literally talking to myself, right? Now, you want to allow your child develop naturally. And I'm saying this because when you're having a baby, there's this air of anxiety of, every little thing gives you concern, especially for a new parent. And now you are surrounded with information, or I'll just speak for myself. In my experience, I was surrounded with all kinds of information. On one hand, I am a medical professional, and so I have an idea about diseases and the rest. On the other hand, I had information. I heard a lot of things. Like someone specifically told me that when you give birth, you should actually give antibiotics first as clearance for the baby and for yourself to make sure that there is no infection. And so I was dangling these two information with every single experience I was having. Like when I was asked anything at all about the baby, let's say she sneezed 3 times in a row, my mind will go to, I hope she does not have throat infection. I need to give antibiotics and all of that. But I think the help I had was, first of all, the hospital I gave birth in, and the consultants, my doctor friends as well, in that ward. That's the antenatal ward as well as the pediatric ward. These guys came to my help because I was so anxious. I would have dosed this child with all kinds of drugs. But for each time, I had a concern and I put it forward to them like, okay, this is what I'm observing. The doctors will be like, leave her. There's nothing wrong with her. At some point, they'll be like, okay, bring her to the hospital. And when I bring her, they'll say, okay, there's nothing wrong with her. At other times, they'll be like, okay, record that sound that you are worried about. Because she was making a sound then, and later I realized she was actually just trying to find her voice. But I was so worried. And so the doctors would be like, okay, record the sound and send it to me. And when I would do, they would say, there's nothing wrong with this girl. And so they didn't allow me. If not, I would have given all manner. But I'm grateful I did, because right now, she's almost a year and she has literally developed without drugs. Like the slightest thing, she hardly takes them. And she's doing very fine. And this is not because, okay, I did all the right things as far feeding and breastfeeding and the rest. No, her body actually has the capacity to develop its own natural immunity if you allow it. This is for babies. If you allow it, they actually do. And so you want to reduce intervention and allow them develop naturally. Like there's so many things, there's so many information out there. I don't want to go too deep. Just allow your baby, really. You need to give vitamin C as routine, multivite as routine, and the rest. It's almost not necessary, because eventually the thing with drugs is that you can actually build resistance such that when the baby now needs it, it's no longer effective, because her body has grown used to taking such drugs over time. And so you want to limit it. Now, a caveat here is that you must not be careless. Like I said, have access to your baby's pediatrician or your doctors, whom, whenever there is a concern, you can relay your concerns to them and say, okay, this is what I observed with my baby. What should I do? What should I not do? And then be sure to take their counsel as much as possible. But reduce interventions and allow your baby develop naturally.